Welcome back. This recording is the last part of a trilogy that started with business structure, where I looked in outline at the difference between operating as a sole trade and a company. I then had a look at extracting profits, particularly with reference to taking profits out of a company. And then the final thing I want to look at is which is better. Are you better operating as a sole trade or a company? And that's what this one finally looks at. So again, easiest way to do it is just to make up some numbers. So I've got a business idea and I'm reckoning it's going to make profits of 75,000 before paying me anything. So what's going to be my tax position as a sole trade? And then I'm going to compare that to my tax position if I operate as a company. As a sole trade, my profits are immediately taxable. As I said in the last recording, it makes no difference how I take my money out of the business or indeed whether I take my money out. Drawings are a tax nothing for a sole trade. I simply take the profits as they arise, knock off the personal allowance, 12,570, and I've got taxable income, 62,430. I then apply my tax rates, 20, 40%, and I end up with an income tax bill, 17,400 and a little bit. I'll also have to pay national insurance, 23, 24 rates. Class 4s will be 3,888, and Class 2s, £3.45 a week, will come to 179 quid. So I always sort of like to look at my sort of net spendable income, my after-tax profits. So with profits of 75,000, knocking off the income tax and the national insurances, that leaves me with 53,501 pounds to spend. That's as a sole trader, and no need to think about how to take money out because drawings are irrelevant. Now, what if I operate as a company? Well, what I'm going to do is jump to my sort of main simple assumption from the previous recording on extracting profits, that I'm going to take a salary of 9,100 to avoid the hassle of national insurance, and then I'm going to take all the remaining money out as a dividend. There won't be any national insurance because that's the whole point of pitching a salary at 9,100. The taxable profits of the company, well, the salary is deductible, so 65,900. We're in the marginal relief band, so we do have that little calculation to do. Then, having worked the corporation tax out, comes to 13,713. Now, again, to be a valid comparative to a sole trade, I'm going to assume that all the profits are extracted, so the dividend will be the profits less my salary, less the corporation tax, so I can take a dividend of 52,187. What's that going to mean from an income tax point of view? Well, the salary is covered by the personal allowance. A little bit of the dividend is covered by the personal allowance. Again, I'm using 23, 24 rates, so you've got a 1,000 dividend nil rate band. Then rest of the dividends, some in basic rates, some in higher rates. If we're moving into tax year 24, 25 and subsequent, remember that the dividend nil rate band will fall to 500. Makes probably about £44 difference. So again, working out my net spendable income, salary plus dividend less income tax, comes to 54,358. So the company is actually 850 odd quid better than the sole trade. Now, that is much less of an improvement compared to earlier years. I mean, I've been doing these calculations for many years. Going back a few years, the company used to be 3 or 4 grand cheaper. The way tax rates have changed has really sort of reduced the tax benefit you get from operating as a company. However, do also bear in mind that there are other things in life other than tax. I know, hard for us to imagine, but it is true. And these can push you in either direction. As a company, you can get the benefit of limited liability. As a sole trade, you are infinitely liable for the debts of your business. So if you feel that your business is inherently risky, then that's another attraction of a company. However, there is more administration involved with a company. You've got the requirement to keep proper accounting records, to file your accounts, file a corporation tax return. So you do have to bear in mind that there will be a little bit more admin that you'll have to deal with as a company. So which is better? Well, as Cilla Black used to say, the choice is yours.